camera on. And whenever you're ready.
I wasn't meant to memorize it yet. Is that cool?
That's cool. That's really cool. Just read it down, but I'm trying to perform it.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Don't get too confused of the audience. Just like calm down and do it. Okay.
Yeah, it's always good to travel. Yeah, to get away. That's a good way to find out where one stands and then to figure out how provincial things back home are. Yeah, this decadent life, you know. Butlers everywhere. They only serve caviar. And Richard prints and stuff like that on the walls. Yeah, and there you might meet Mike Kelly in the bathroom, something like that. Yeah, I don't understand those people who are offered this residence and just stay at home and cook dinner together. If you've got the chance to live in a city like that, you must check it out. Find out what's going on in there. Yeah, and then you find yourself in the car of strangers and in their apartments and so on. And that was most of the time pretty interesting. Yeah, well, after a while you meet the same people over and over. That's the same everywhere, really, innit? You know, I felt like a teenager on the countryside getting a ride from one dive to the next village's disco by totally drunk drivers. And all of this front lawn deliriousness. Yeah, that's like an exponentiated version of Lower Austria. Yeah, instead of fields and forests, even more houses. Endless suburbia. And it's so idyllic that it feels like a nuclear site threatening to erupt.
Okay, very good. Then talk to them, not to the camera. Talk to them up there also.
Okay. By all reports, the performances were full-throated, often a full throttle. Verses range from the magisterial to the bawdy. The king liked bawdy. But the sum had to promise a happy future for the court. At key scenes, the courtiers and their decorous women were invited to make a gaudy fuss. His allegorical figures, like forces of spite more than nature, allowed the effects to criticize as well as amaze. The obvious symbolism of the character took on a brittle duplicity. Beneath the courtly fuss, he made the characters, often courtiers, swindle their way to the truth with hollow tricks, exaggerations of the natural. His directions here are quite specific. The court should operate as a collective character. All effects should revolve around them, while the scenography revolves around the king. The mask should clarify the rules at court and the power of the state. The sum of all these costumes, machines, lights were often called the engine. For him, this engine announced that artifice defines nature. The engine was artifice on behalf of the crown. It guided the court through chaos, anti-mask when nature bowed before artifice. The story was more about counterpoint than conflict. Or should I say counterpoise? Well, the dancing of the court could be frozen inside a space.
Thank you.
No worries.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
So whoever wants to stay.